Hello again my friends, this is the boy and his dog and welcome to another episode of Everthoughts. Shock horror, in today's episode we will be chatting about the new trailer and information that just dropped concerning a certain alpha. We have all been waiting a while to hear, some even holding off their pre-orders of the pirate treasures before they found out what it was. So what is alpha? Let's take a look at the trailer to remind ourselves, or for those who haven't seen it yet. I'll shut my gob, then we'll have a natter after, I'll go over the details we know so far and then finally share my thoughts at the end, right? Let's have a butchers at the Alpha reveal trailer.
Peggy 12.
First things first, Blaze, dudes, 1 minute, come on, you're killing me. Slightly longer trailers would be nice, just saying, though to be fair it probably was long enough to sell it, if you're interested. Before we get into the thick of it, here are some more details on these two new pieces of hardware. So there's dual Evercade cartridge slot built in, oh yes, two, little bit sexy. Compatible with all Evercade cartridges of course, 6 built-in games per arcade, which we'll get into in a moment. Competition grade full size arcade controls, 2 USB controller ports for 2-player local multiplayer, controllers sold separately, also a little bit sexy. Compatible with Evercade and 30-party USB controllers, 8-inch high resolution IPS 4:3 screen. As a light up marquee bar with swappable marquees, free included, that's nice, can you get more? A USB-C cable and plug included, built-in Wi-Fi for updates and features, all features, what does that mean? Stereo speakers and earphone jack, why do they call it earphone? It's headphones, hello? Anyway, we have 2 flavours, there's the Evercade Alpha Street Fighter Bar Top Edition, and the games built in are Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, I fucking love that game. Street Fighter Alpha Warrior's Dreams, Street Fighter Alpha 2 and Street Fighter Alpha 3. And then the other machine is the Evercade Alpha Mega Man Bar Top Edition. And the games built in are the Mega Man Power Battle, Mega Man 2 The Power Fighters, Carrier Air Wing, Final Fight, Knights of the Round and Strider. Now that's a standard version of both. There are of course, like always, Evercade Alpha Deluxe Editions exclusively from Funstock. They include some interesting little extras, upgraded controls, the usual certificate of authenticity, an exclusive Alpha poster, it does look quite nice, an Evercade Alpha controller, yum, and 5 additional marquees per arcade, a little bit sexy. So they are the 2 pieces of hardware that have been hiding in the November slot on the 2024 roadmap, so that's all the hardware for this year. Pre-order retail is not too atrocious considering what they are, and considering it's not a must-have and mainly for people who want that lovely arcade experience. At £199, $229 or €229. If you are after the deluxe editions, then it's slightly more expensive of course, but not ridiculous at £249 and €280. The one oh crikey thing, although they aren't out until November, pre-orders start as soon as June the 4th. And if you're after a deluxe model, you have to get in there. And for those waiting to get a pre-order in for the Pirate XP or VS, you now have a decision on your hands if this new shiny box takes your fancy. And so my thoughts on it. I bet some of you are breathing a sigh of relief, eh? Worried it may have been a more advanced VS or EXP after recently purchasing one, as you're worried new carts wouldn't be compatible, and once again it's not the case. It's just another way to play, and a bloody good one, ain't it? This is more of a luxury item. Well, they all are really, aren't they? But you know what I mean. You don't need it, do you? But do you secretly want it all the same? A groovy mini arcade to play all those arcade collections, or any of the collections. One would assume both Namco collections work on it, but doesn't assume make a donkey of us all, or something like that. Now, I have dabbled in the mini arcades before with the one with a bunch of Metal Slug games on and a shitload of fighting games I will never play. The fighting games I mean, I played those Metal Slug games to death. Bloody gorgeous they were. But that was the downside to the mini arcades, and mini consoles for that matter. You were stuck with the preset games, but not with the alpha. You've got all the arcade collections, console, and less excitingly, for this particular system, the home computer collections. That is such a great selling point and the natural logical conclusion if you think about it. After the VS, the XP and the Super Pocket, of course this was what they were going to go and tackle next. And just having these same carts working on all systems, there are so many different ways to play now and different styles for however you want to do it. After a bit of thought, yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea and doesn't upset anything or anyone that's come before. And they really are quite nice looking. I like how where you normally put the coins in is the on off button. Now the big question, is it saying you should definitely get it? Is it essential? I would say no, it isn't. But it's a nice addition. Or if you're well into mini arcade cabinets, then oh my Mila, yes, with bells on sprinkles and probably a cherry, even though most of you will chuck that away. But is it something you want anyway? Only you can answer that one, but I would definitely love to hear your thoughts on it. I would also like to hear your thoughts on if you think it was a good idea to start with. If yes, are you getting one? If again yes, which one would you go for? For me, I was kind of indifferent at the video start, and then as it went on, my brain started thinking, which, let's be honest, is never ever a good sign. But of course, if I get one, because really you only need one if you are gonna, unless you're Uber level Evercade collector, but if I do, there can be only one. So which one? The obvious answer would be the Street Fighter collection. Surely the downside to the original EXP and Super Pocket, they are the only way to play Street Fighter, and so you're stuck in one player only, which takes away half the joy. But now you've got 6 of the feckers and you can finally play 2-player. Joy of joys. What another way for them to get round the issue, as we know we could never have them on a cart. Also, I absolutely bloody adore Puzzle Fighter, like easily one of my favourite puzzle games and easily my favourite Street Fighter game of all time. But that was the PS1 edition. But is that enough for me? On the other hand, Mega Man set has actually only got 2 Mega Man games and the rest aren't exciting to me if I'm honest. But I mainly want this to play the arcade collection, so the 6 games of either collection are neither here nor there. And if I'm honest, the Mega Man actual cabinet kicks ass. The Street Fighter one just looks boring to me aesthetically. So yeah, for that reason, the cabinet art, I'm probably going for the Mega Man cabinet. But of course, another issue has now arisen for people like me who waited to pre-order whichever pirate console we wanted, or what the alpha was. And now knowing it's fine, we want to pre-order, but the sodding arcade cabinets go up on June the friggin' 4th. That's just a me and we, depending on who it affects, problem. But it means I'll probably have to get the EXPR on release, which is always weird for me, and I kinda want the deluxe edition if possible. Funstock likes to pre-order payment up front, so it's a bit much in one go. I need to like eat and stuff, you know. I think that's all I have to say about the new Evercade Alpha. But what are your thoughts? Did you, like me, hold off pre-ordering a pirate console just in case before the alpha reveal? Do you think it's a good idea? If yes, are you going to buy one? And if yes again, which one are you going to buy? And as a bonus question, but this one ain't pivotal, but worth thinking about, do we think we may actually finally be getting some more arcade carts now? would seem the perfect time, wouldn't it? The two collections also primed for November. It would be weird not to, wouldn't you say? You know I love to hear your thoughts, especially on things like this, because a lot of you always have really interesting things to say. And if you've made it here to the end of the episode, thanks ever so much for joining me. Leave a thumbs up or comment if you like. Either way, I'm just chuffed you poked your head in for a goosey gander. As always, I hope you're having the most awesomest of days, my friends. And until next time, be seeing you.